Canto 7.
Canto 7, chapter 6.
Canto 7, chapter 6. Yeah. Prahlad instructs his demoniac classmates. That's the chapter we are studying for. Okay? So please repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sujevam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Rita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pleshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jetam Surato Pangor Mamamanda Matergati Matsarvasva Padam Bhoja Radha Madana Mohanam Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanasthav Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Preshthalibihi Sevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasa Rasarambhi Vamshi Vatatrasitaha Karshan Venu Sunair Gopir Gopinatha Shristunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Please repeat. Tat prayaso na kartavyo yata ayurvyaha param na tatha vindate kshemam mukunda charanambujam tat prayaso na kartavyo yata ayurvyaha param na tatha vindate kshemam mukunda charanambujam tat prayaso na kartavyo yata ayurvyaha param na tatha vindate kshemam mukunda charanambujam. Okay, anyone else? Tat prayaso na kartavyo yata ayurvyaha param na tatha vindate kshemam mukunda charanambujam. Okay, and last, anyone else?
Tat prayaso na kartavyo
tat prayaso na kartavyo
यत् आयुर्व्ययः परं
yad ayurvya param
न तथा विन्दते क्षेमं
na tatha vindate kshemam
मुकुन्द चरणाम्बुजम्
mukunda charanambujam. Please repeat. Tat for that sense gratification and economic development. Prayasaha endeavor. Na not kartavyaha to be done. Yataha from which ayuhu vyayaha waste of the duration of life. Param only or ultimately. Na nor tatha in that way. Vindate enjoys. Kshemam the ultimate goal of life. Mukunda the Supreme Personality of Godhead who can deliver one from the material clutches. Charanambujam the lotus feet. Translated purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Endeavors merely for sense gratification or material happiness through economic development are not to be performed, for the result only in a loss of time and energy with no actual profit. If one's endeavor are directed towards Krishna consciousness, one can surely attain the spiritual platform of self-realization. There is no such benefit from engaging oneself in economic development. Purport: we see materialistic persons busily engaged in economic development all day and night, trying to increase their material opulence. But even if we suppose that they get some benefit from such endeavors, that does not solve the real problems of their lives, nor do they know what the real problem of life is. This is due to lack of spiritual education. Especially in the present age, every man is in darkness, the bodily conception of life, not knowing anything of the spirit soul and its needs. Misguided by the blind leaders of the society, people consider the body to be everything, and they're engaged in trying to keep the body materially comfortable. Such a civilization is condemned because it does not lead humanity toward knowing the real goal of life. People are simply wasting time and valuable gift of human form because a human being who does not cultivate spiritual life but dies like the cats and dogs is degraded in his next life. From human life, such a person is put into the cycle of continuous birth and death. Thus, one loses the true benefit of human life is to become Krishna conscious and solve life's problems. Hare Krishna. Heavy dose. Yeah. You need to know that this is given by a 5-year kid. Yeah. When a 5-year kid speaks this, makes most sense, right? So Prahlad is teaching this to his mates, classmates. He was sent to the most advanced institute in the universe, right? Taught by the sons of Shukracharya, Shanda and Amarkam, the most reputed university. And they always wanted to teach Prahlad about economy, about politics. And Prahlad, who had a vision which is basically that of a Mahabhagat, seeing everybody with equal eyes, respecting everyone, and not considering who is the friend and who is enemy, he just couldn't really accept that kind of teaching. And Shanda and Amarka and then eventually Hiranyakashipu, they tried a lot to change Prahlad's view, but Prahlad's view was based on his experience of the reality of the world. So he wouldn't budge. And eventually Prahlad ups his game. So in the beginning it was only him. Now the other side is trying to push him. So Prahlad really uplifted his game. He started telling to his friends, why are you wasting your life? And all his classmates. And they all were like, no, but we are all from great dynasties. We can enjoy. And Prahlad is teaching them. This whole chapter is about his teaching to his friends. In this shloka, he is telling that prayaso na kartavyo. You should not put prayasa. Prayasa is extreme endeavor for sense gratification. Previously, he is already talking about it. He's telling there is no need to put extra effort for it. Because anyway, happiness and distress, they come by their own accord. Just like nobody expects to become sad, sick, mentally disturbed, whatever. Nobody expects that. Nobody anticipates it. Nobody puts effort, right? But you get it anyways. So Prahlad's logic is very simple. If you get distress by its own accord, you should also get happiness by its own accord. Right? It's very logical, isn't it? I mean, that doesn't mean that you should be like idle. Of course, one should perform one's dharma, one should perform one's activities with all the sincerity. But there is a difference between performing one's dharma and activity sincerely versus endeavoring, over endeavoring, extraordinary effort being put. That's prayasa. That's like donkey. And you put extra effort. I need to get this particular thing. I get that, I'll become very happy. So the whole world is giving us this view now. Mr. Prabhupada is writing this purport 50 years ago. I don't know what he would have written now. Right? The world was in a much better shape 50 years ago. Now, I don't know what Prabhupada would have told. Because there is incredible amount of craziness going on right now. Incredible amount of craziness. Even places like India where you go and see, at times it is difficult if you go to some of the places in Bangalore, MG Road. It's difficult to figure out where you are standing in New York, London, Bangalore, which place is it? Right? It's a bit difficult to figure out. You go and stand in Delhi, the weather is like, the pollution levels are so high, the air quality has degraded so much. Even places like Vrindavan has been affected so much. Only skyscrapers, big, huge buildings. What are we trying to achieve? It's okay to get material advancement. It's okay to get, be technologically advanced and use it. But where is life heading? If you think about it, you'll be like, wow, what are we doing as a civilization? Just think about it. Like people in all the big cities of India, it's a bit controlled here in this part of the world at least. But if you see places like where people are madly behind, in India it's very visible because there is so many population there. Just look at people's lives. Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi. Also in other places in the world. Okay, morning you get up. Yeah. And you're just trying to somehow or the other get some things done fast, then rush. Right? You go and spend the whole life in office, more or less, or whatever work you're doing. And then people come back home. And nowadays there is also concept of work from home. So some people also work from home. A bit relaxed. And then where is the consciousness? Okay, I need to achieve this one thing in life. Right? People usually have, okay, I am doing all the hard efforts which I am putting so that my life is one step above from where I am. Nobody really shoots for, hardly any people shoot for, okay, I want to become Bill Gates. There are some people who do that. And some people become successful also, that's good. But in general, life is here, I just want to come here. Right? So much of effort. And we have made it so normal that life means you need to have your own house, have your own car, to send your kids to the best of the schools, which is possible. And you need to also program them to repeat the process. Right? That's the life we have built. somehow or the other work so hard so that your life's quality of living is high, then program the entire next generation to do the same, repeat. Right? So the whole schools, the entirety of school system is designed to make you a labor. Yeah. So you have been programmed from childhood. You go to school, you hit the door 8 o'clock, you're given breaks, you're given lunch break afterwards, and then you come back home. You're ready for 8 to 5. You have been programmed already. This is life. I never thought about it until I read an article a few weeks ago. That since last 150, 200 years, this is how the whole thing is been. And they were trying to associate that with the whole industrial revolution which was picking up. They needed laborers. And the industrialists designed this whole system of this creating laborers. 8 to 5, you're just teaching the kids about like what? And somehow they're creating labors, that's it. You're killing the whole instincts of questioning and their own, what they want to do in life, and right? Just pre-programmed for becoming a labor. And we will happily become a labor at the end. Right? Just forgetting the real question of life. The education system was supposed to be giving us enough resources and thinking ability and instruments to perfect our human life. At least start asking questions towards it. And which education system does that? Just program you so that you can go and become a labor at the end. You finish your 14 years of schooling and ready. So when the industry tells you, you have to work from 8 o'clock until 5 o'clock, you're like, sure, I'll do it. I have been programmed already. Yeah. And we think it's normal. And then you live like this until 60, 70 years, whatever. And you die. What sort of life is that? Yeah. And then worst thing is we become the catalyst of next generation doing exactly the same thing. Maybe in a bit, okay, I was paying, when I went to school, my parents were paying 50 rupees school fees when I was in high school. Primary school was free, like free. Then high school was 50 rupees. Then I went to college, pre-university, that was like 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, something like that. And then engineering was like 20,000, 30,000, something like that. Yeah. So now, nursery, like the 4-year kids, nursery, 1.5 lakhs per year, 2 lakhs per year, 5 lakhs per year. Yeah, that's the real good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The more you pay, the better it is.
5 lakh rupees per year. So when I think about it, I just like, if you just put all this money, just don't send them anywhere, right? Just start putting them in the bank. Yeah. Every year 5 lakhs you are saving, and afterwards much more. So this whole thing, just don't send anywhere. Just put this money just in fixed deposit somewhere. They will have, by the time they are 20, they have like a fortune to live with, isn't it? Like, what sort of system have we created? Like, what are we doing with it? The more money you just you earn a lot of money and just pour it back. Yeah. And eventually by 40, 50, start getting blood pressure, cholesterol, bigger program than even larger programs, right? So you're on a medication. Majority of people in India, 40, 45 years, they hit cholesterol and BP medicines, when they are 40. That's it. You need to be under this program now. Keep taking these pills every day and start eating wheat. Right? People who are having diabetes in India, everybody eats chapati. They don't eat rice. There is no concept here like what is the logic behind? There is no logic. But they think, no, eating chapati is better for diabetes. Like, who told that? Somehow it's been programmed. The entirety of India uses refined oils. And since last 40, 50 years, they have been told using ghee is bad. Coconut oil, bad. Use this refined oil. This is better for your heart. Certified from this specific heart institute in London, whatever. Right? And that's the one which is causing the highest heart attacks in India. Because the body needs some oil. It's like the engine. It needs oil, right? If there is no oil, there is no lubrication. And just look at the heart attack deaths in Indian population. Right? So basically, we are so fascinated by the whole grand advertising industry. Just naive, foolish people subscribing to everything, whatever we see. Boost is the secret of my energy. Yeah. You would keep drinking Complan, you'll become taller. So much of sugar. So much of sugar has been injected into the system. And then we just made it all just normal, fine. Growing up, what was life? Everybody wanted to some more or the other keep watching cricket. You play cricket, watch cricket. Right? Whenever there is time. There is nothing else. School, cricket. In Andhra, perhaps movies. Right? Mahesh Babu. Yeah, just extraordinary craze. Mahesh Babu, US. Right? Somehow or the other. Yeah. Get whatever it is done, go to US. Hate US. Right? Doesn't matter how. What sort of craze we have built. People have no brain to think anymore. And then one day die. Where is human existence? Nowhere in the whole spectrum is human existence. It's just not there. It's Gaia really is just lost. Nobody even thinks about it. Oh, what am I? Who am I? Why am I doing all these things? Should there be any better way of life? Should there be any better thinking process? And then we all like, no, I'm scientifically oriented. That's the only thing I agree, and that's the only thing I believe, and that's the only thing I want to follow. And then end up celebrating Christmas, end up celebrating Thanksgiving, end up celebrating Halloween, right? All scientifically oriented people. You don't want to celebrate Diwali, you don't like Ganesh Chaturthi, you don't like Janmashtami because you're a scientific person. But you are okay with Halloween. That's fine. Yeah. Halloween is perfectly fine. Christmas, totally fine. Christmas, in my friend's whole thing now, after a long time, yesterday I was just browsing Facebook. So many of my friends, Christmas parties. I was like, you guys have so much of problem with everything else that this is just so normal. Right? Either you have problem with everything or you should not have problem with anything. But why is it like certain things which are there in our culture, it's all like because you're scientifically oriented. Yeah? Craziness. Right? You're totally okay with rituals of, when a football match is played or a cricket match is played in the beginning, how everybody is dressed up, they come, there is a nice ceremony for, toss and they talk about it and this and that. You're okay with that ritual. Isn't it a ritual? It's a ritual, isn't it? Why should you do it like that? But you're okay with that ritual. Nobody questions. Just think about it. Isn't it a ritual? You can just make a computer program to decide it, isn't it? Just absolute random. Yeah. But then no, you go, you take the captains, make a ceremony. It's a ritual, isn't it? You are okay with that. That ritual is fine. If you do some ritual for Krishna, you have a lot of problem. Why is it like this? Like dogma, who has seen it, who has verified it, right? Because you are scientifically oriented. Just look at the way people think in general. When they say scientifically oriented, when they question things, when they question culture, just see the pattern. What exactly they question, how they question, what all they question. Yeah. Why the whole world is celebrating Halloween? Because it's the whole world run by marketing. Nobody cares for anything else. Why the whole world is celebrating Christmas? Marketing. Who cares for Christ? Nobody cares for Christ. Right?
Don't want to follow anything but Christmas party.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's, yeah. Entire world is decked up. Why? Christmas. Marketing. So whatever comes as a great marketing tool, everybody just subscribes. Now Prabhupada is saying here, the striking words, misguided. I need to read back. Misguided by the blind leaders of society, people consider the body to be everything. And they are engaged in trying to keep the body materially comfortable. Blind leaders. The rest of the blind 7 billion population, 7.5, just going and jumping into a ditch, thinking, yeah, this is what is life. Yeah. Absolute craziness. No end to craziness. Then we go and tell, this is some years ago, 15 years ago. I was standing in Big Bazaar distributing Bhagavad Gita during Gita Jayanti. Hundreds and thousands of people, they walk across, so many of them. I stood for 3 days and I think I distributed 2 Gita or 3 Gita, something like that. No one is interested, and now perhaps nobody will take also. At least that time 3 people took. No one is interested. You can see, right? People come. If Vimender Saitya tell that there is a nice lunch dinner party here, yeah, house will be filled. Entire Telugu community will come. There's some movie also perhaps. Allu Arjun. Yeah. House will be filled. There will be no place to walk also. Everybody will be like, yeah. Morning monks, who cares? Right? 6 o'clock coming, chanting Hare Krishna mantra, Srimad Bhagavatam. Who wants these things? Sunday morning. Once a week I get this time. At least today let me be. Right? So that's the civilization we have built. This is the life we have built. Everyone just looking, how will I enjoy? How will I enjoy? What's my next step for enjoyment? And Prahlad is saying, it's of no use. What will it achieve? Just think about it. What will this whole civilization as a whole, 7.5 billion population, we're all going to die one day, very soon. In a matter of 50, 60, 70 years, everybody will be dead and gone. You come after 100 years, none of the people who are existing right now will be existing perhaps. Yeah, all dead and gone. What did they achieve as a human population? 7.5 billion population. What did we achieve? Did we achieve anything? Perhaps a big zero. So Prahlad is saying, rather, let's try to become Krishna conscious. Tat prayasam kartavyo yata ayuhu vyaha param. Ayu vyaya. Ayu is our lifespan. Vyaya, spending. If you just waste it, entirety of life is wasted. Ayu vyaya. Vyaya means keeps decreasing. Na tatha vidyate kshemam, because there is nothing here. What is there? Anything which is auspicious for you, something which is going to take care of yourself in the future. What are we doing? Nothing. Na tatha vidyate kshemam. There's nothing there. Mukunda charanambujam. On the other hand, if we can take shelter of Mukunda, Krishna, Charanambujam is lotus feet. Charana Ambujam. Ambuja is lotus. If we can take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, if we can serve Krishna, if we can understand that my existence, the value of it comes from me being connected with Krishna. Separately, it has no meaning. Right? Prabhupada gives the example of this. Hand. As long as the hand is connected with the body, right? there is a lot of use, there is meaning. If the hand is separated from the body, there is no meaning. Right? Of course, it's just an example. It's an example to tell us. Right? Because Krishna can still operate full even without we are existing there. Krishna is not incomplete because we are not there. But we are incomplete if Krishna is not there. Right? Krishna is not incomplete if we are not there. Krishna is totally full. He is Purna. There is no lacking in Krishna. But if we don't have Krishna, then we lack everything. Because our only existence, the definition of that comes from being with Krishna. It's like fish out of water. If the fish is within the water, it can exist. If fish is outside water, it just doesn't have an existence definition anymore. It just cannot live. That's like us. We may think, no, I'll have a better car, better this, better that, better life, everything. From here I'll come here, from here I'll come here, from here. I keep walking on the ladder of betterment of material civilization. Right? Reaching where? So all these people, 7.5 billion population, where do they want to reach? Everybody, the entire world has single goal now. Make life flashy. As flashy as possible. As many vacations as possible. Right? Just make it flashy, much more flashy, even further. Have so much of money that you can spend for anything and everything. I'll tell a story. There was a beach, and there was a great rich man, like super rich, extraordinarily rich. And he was sitting there and he was sipping a coconut. And next to him there was just a village. In India, sometimes in these beach villages, and some really rich people, they go there from all around the world. Places like Gokarna, Goa, places like remote beaches, and hardly anybody else go. So this rich person tells the poor man, "What sort of wasted life are you living? Right? Look at me." And the villager asked, "Okay, what should I do?" Else, you should start an industry. That's how I started. One industry to begin with. Figure out what is your core skill here. Now start an industry. And then the poor man asked, "Okay, next? What's next?" And the rich guy said, "Once you become successful in that, you can then replicate it in multiple places. Yeah. You will have thousands of people working under you then." And the poor man said, "Okay, what's next?" And the rich man says, "Then you can even further expand. Go out of your state. Entire country you can expand this. You will become like a rich like industrialist known whole India." The poor man asked, "Okay, what's next? What is next?" He said, "You can even make it worldwide company, right? Everywhere. You are like going all around the world in aeroplanes and traveling everywhere. Thousands of people working under you, and you have properties all around the world. You have become a really rich person. You can buy whatever you want." And the poor man asked, "What's next?" He says, "Then you can start thinking, expanding other business areas. Right? You became a great person in one thing now. Expand into other businesses." And then the person, "Okay, what's next?" So he went on and on and on how to become the greatest man on earth. Then the poor man kept asking, okay, what's next? And then finally this person said, and then you can come to beach like this, yeah, and have coconut. And then the poor man asked, so what am I doing right now? Right? So, because no matter however much we achieve, at the end, we want 2 times meal. Right? I was reading about even that also, that how we have been programmed about. I like to keep myself updated about some of these topics, so maybe that's also how AI is working. So sometimes my LinkedIn and things are sort of are with this kind of posts. Now, how we have been programmed to eat 3 times a day, whether you're hungry, not hungry, whatever. Right? You have been programmed. Right? Life was not supposed to be like this. You eat if you are hungry, right? And not just out of a program that, oh no, you have to eat at morning, afternoon, evening.
And nobody questions it.
And no one questions.
Nobody
Everybody
questions
just does it.
Yeah.
Right? The entire world.
And we make our children also to
Yeah. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Morning breakfast means Kellogg's, right? With milk, bananas. That. Who defined these things? Right? It's craziness. No one questions. You just keep doing it. Repeated. This is life. I keep telling Raji also, like if Bhumi is not hungry, then don't force her. It's okay. Yeah, it's fine. When she is hungry, she will tell. Right? And we can feed her that time. Why to unnecessarily, oh, this now is this time, we eat it. And whether she is eating, not eating, throwing drama, whatever, you somehow there's a force. Why? There is no need. If they're hungry, they will tell. And we can feed. Right? So, this whole craziness, I don't know who is going to stop. So many people keep telling Prabhu, you don't eat, you don't eat. Like, if I'm hungry, I eat. It's been like 15 years now. I don't eat breakfast. I'm not hungry. Why should I force myself? If I'm really hungry, sometimes when I go to programs early mornings, sometimes, yeah, I do eat like around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I do eat something. But otherwise, I just don't eat. I'm not hungry. When I'm hungry, I eat right away. Right? Why to force? These things are like basic things. Right? Even animals follow it. They eat when they're hungry.
And that too, how much they want, only that.
Yeah, they eat how much they want. So just because there is like so much, it is not that they just keep eating, right? Oh, I'll take it to home also, I'll eat. They don't do it. They just leave it and go.
Yeah.
They don't think of, oh, what should I do about my dinner? I'll carry it and put it in. The world which is happening right now is just, yeah, it's the perhaps is the pinnacle of the greatest disaster which is just only yet to unfold eventually. We don't need to be a subscriber to that. Better it is to take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Mukunda Charanambujam. Take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. It's a better way of life. Okay? Hare Krishna. Any thoughts, questions?
Prabhu, this entire society is built like that, right?
Yes.
And like everything is, like as you said, it is programmed to send kids to the school. We have done the same thing. So when there is no, like we don't follow what the common crowd is following, like we will be separated, and our lives become very difficult to follow.
Yeah.
So that's why people subscribe to this kind
Yeah.
of a flashy life.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you're not part of the whole crowd of sheep, people think, oh, I'm missing out. And so much of FOMO, right? And I don't need to be a sheep. I don't need to be a rat. There is no need. So at least, so my suggestion always would be that if you are not wanting to do drastic changes, no problem. Start small. Start somewhere. Daily sadhana, spiritual life is a good beginning point. Eventually, at some point of time, we need to really make this as the life. Bhakti has to become the life. Everything else has to be okay. That's facilitating bhakti. Rather than, yeah, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm all this, and then I also do some side hustle. Bhakti. Bhakti. I'm a individual living entity, dependent and infinitesimal. I'm just so a spark of life, part of Krishna. My goal of life is to connect with Krishna and serve Krishna and make Krishna happy. That's my life. Everything else, I do it so that this I can do it. So this change in consciousness has to come one day. So just because everybody else is crazy, I don't need to be a crazy person. I can start being a person who is thinking. Yeah, it's possible. Needs a bit of strong will. And okay, yes, I know this whole world is going crazy about whatever, but I can just withstand the force from outside, and I can stand on my own grounds and have my own values. I was thinking about it deeply. I'm still thinking actually, like what is the value system which you have been grown up with? Like what is that which as the value of life? It's been so horrible education system really when you think about it. Because all the values which you have been taught as value are not really the value of human life. They are perhaps tertiary for values of human life, not even primary or secondary, maybe tertiary value system. The primary value has to be that I'm a human being. You're a living entity. You're Atma. You're not the body. Your primary existence is with Krishna. That should have been the primary value which we should have been given when we were being taught. But that's not there. And it's so difficult now to put it inside our system. Right? Just imagine if this was a schooling. Like first thing you're taught is you're not the body. Don't strive. You know what Prahlad is saying. Don't strive so much for material enjoyment. It's okay. You do your job. You do your duties. Make sure you're doing it sincerely, honestly, with morality. Great. But that's not the life. Imagine that was the first value you were given. Okay? Is okay, that's non-existing. Anything spiritual, non-existing. Value itself is not there. In our it's so difficult now that we need to put that as the value, something which is of worth. Right? So in Vedic education system, that's why the dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, there is a sequence there. How things are actually inbuilt. So your first value system is dharma. And then you're taught artha, which is not just money, but everything which is of value in life. Artha, the word artha quite literally means meaning. Right? Anything which has meaning in life. So you're taught that. Not just so money is one of the things which has meaning. Right? There's so many things in life which have meaning. We have not been part of this value system. Our value system is somehow or the other become a donkey. That's it. That's the value system. Doesn't matter what you do, how you do, it doesn't matter. Be a donkey. That's the value system we have been given, grew up with, and we just go with that. Right? And it's so difficult when we come with an alternative value system because our sort of, we have been hardwired now to think in a different way. So it becomes so difficult. Even with sincere effort, it becomes so difficult. Right? Because we have been hardwired. So, anyway, with the continuous effort, it can change. The value system can change. Our own heart, brain, even neural systems, they can reconfigure themselves eventually. It's called as neuroplasticity. You can rewire. But then to keep doing it. We will fail, that's okay. To be enthusiastic like a child trying to walk. It will falter, it will many many times perhaps, but that will not give up. Just keep attempting to stand again and then walk again. Good. Any other thing?
If we ask the same question, like you gave the example of the person who want to expand his business, he gave that tip to that poor man. So if we apply the same thing, like this is my personal question, I want to understand.
Sure.
Like if we say now we are thriving for connecting to the Krishna, being in the Krishna conscious. So assuming that okay, one day we achieve that,
Yeah.
we are completely in the Krishna conscious. What is after that? What after that? Like what are we going to feel? What is after that?
So we need to first understand that my existence is not that of an enjoyer. Yeah, we are not by design. We are not enjoyers. So that is the first confronting thing. It is really difficult for us to um, even start comprehending because our whole existence we think we are the enjoyers. So that's the first understanding. You are not the enjoyer. You are, what are you? The servant of Krishna. Yeah. Now, then the question becomes, oh, what about my happiness then? The true happiness is not derived as an action where you are trying to become happy. Yeah. The true happiness is result of you serving Krishna and Krishna becoming happy. Yeah. And then as a byproduct, you become happy, but you don't care about it. You're not wanting to become happy, so you're going to Krishna to become happy. You understand? There is like 180-degree opposite ways of approaching Krishna consciousness. First thing, I was really wanting to become happy with all the material sense gratification. I became frustrated. I understood there is no way to become happy here. So I go to Krishna to exploit Krishna to become happy. Yeah. That is also material ambition. Because the center is you still. I want to become happy. How? With Krishna.
But Krishna is in the center of the activity.
He is not. You are in the center because you want to become happy.
With Krishna.
Yes, but you want to become happy. You are not going to Krishna to make Krishna happy. You go to Krishna to make yourself happy. That is material. Srimad Bhagavatam rejects that. Right? It's Kaitava Dharma. Dharma prochita Kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, first chapter, second shloka. All these mentalities dumped. Anything in which you are the center of activity, selfish. So bhakti means you are going and serving to make Krishna happy. And as a byproduct, you become happy, but you don't care. Yeah. That's not there at all. You are not there in picture. You'll be like, where do I fit? You will fit. Serve Krishna.
What do you mean when you say serve Krishna in this picture?
We could serve Krishna through many means. But first we need to understand what is that which I am. Who is that real me? And to really understand that. And then the true eternal service perhaps you will come across. But for now, because I'm not there, and I need to start the process then of sadhana, seva, satsang under a guidance. Perhaps your eternal service is not to organize programs and invite people or cook for the program or clean the house or whatever. But for now, under the guidance, we start doing something. And as such, eventually, once you purify your existence, any seva which you do in any bhava is totally fine, because it is not about which activity you are doing. Any activity in whichever bhava is having this foundational understanding. I want to make Krishna happy. Right? So whatever is needed for that, you do it at that point of time. But right now, it's a bit difficult zone for us. Krishna is not coming and telling, oh, Saitya, maybe I'll want to eat idli tomorrow. And he's not telling it, right? If you are getting dreams and all like this, you should just tell, oh yeah, that's like my crazy mind working, all these things. I'm not as elevated when Krishna comes in my dream and tells, oh, I want idli tomorrow. Yeah. It's better to ignore those kind of dreams if you're getting. Yeah. So right now we are not in a state wherein Krishna just comes and tells, oh, I need to leave. What he wants. So we are still in a situation wherein, oh, perhaps it's more practical for me to make idli tomorrow. I'll offer to Krishna. Right? Or it's Sunday, I'll make some masala dosa, I'll offer to Krishna. Right? So that's where we are. But eventually, we will, as we start walking on the path, we become more purified. Krishna will reciprocate. Krishna will tell. But I need to become qualified for it. I need to get a qualification which is there in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter. The whole series of verses from verse 13 onwards until 20, Krishna has given explanation of how he likes his best devotee, his most dear devotee to be. Somebody who is having equal vision to everybody, who respects everyone, treats everyone like a friend, doesn't discriminate whatsoever, is always happy, is forgiving, is having no selfish desires, is always in the same Siddha Prajna consciousness of equanimity and equipoised. And so number of times Krishna has repeated this Sama Dukkha Sukha in the Gita so many times, from chapter 2 until last chapter. All the time hammering, be equipoised. So many times. So he's quite clear like what he expects. And when we reach there, then it becomes a bit more clear for us, okay, how do I serve? Which activity?
So these spiritual activities, like seva, is to achieve the Vyasatmika Buddhi.
Sadhana eventually is to bring us to the situation wherein my heart is pure enough. From that point onwards, it becomes a bit more dynamic. Right now, the sadhana which we are doing, and sadhana also includes everything, whatever we are doing, right? All the vidhi, the rules, regulations, everything. So this Vaidhi Bhakti, eventually, when my heart is fully pure, I don't have any lust, anger, greed, and any of those things. It's all just gone, fully pure. Then, from then onwards, there is a shift in how you act with respect to Krishna. So right now, it's a lot of rules, regulation. But when somebody is really on a plane where they're just working on the plane of Atma and Krishna, this rules, regulation take a backseat sort of. They're just doing it for Krishna. Right?
Naturally.
Yeah, it's just natural. Right? So just like how we deal with our family people. You're not having so much of formality. You don't take an appointment, at least in our context. And here they do it. But in Indian context, you don't take an appointment to just call your mother. You just call and talk. Right? You don't make an appointment, can I call you on this time? But in the beginning, right now, because we're not in the situation, so Srila Prabhupada tells that even when we worship Radha Krishna, we worship them with the bhav of Lakshmi Narayana. We are not really on the plane of just being with Radha and Krishna. Because our consciousness, we need to evolve. We need to really follow the vidhi. So that's called as Vaidhi Bhakti. We are following the vidhi, rules, regulations, how we do it. Right? We need to really chant every day. Arjuna is not chanting. Krishna is not asking, did you finish your rounds? How many mala did you do? Right? So they are on a different plane. They don't act like us. We need to do sadhana every day, so that our consciousness is purified. So, yeah, that's good. I need to leave. A program from 9 to 11, and from then I need to go to Eindhoven. Yeah, thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you.
Prasadam.
Prabhu, every